2xKO is finally here. After 6 years of waiting, you can play Riot's new fighting game. No more Alpha Labs. But after all this time, is 2xKO worth playing? Okay, so this week 2xKO officially launched. In closed beta. Yeah, seriously, we still can't play the final version of a game that Riot announced in 2019. But for what it's worth, Riot clearly heard people complaining and opened the floodgates. Anyone who played in either of the first 2 Alpha Labs can play this closed beta along with new invitees, and anyone who has access can invite up to 3 more people. Basically, it's out. If you want to play 2xKO, odds are that you can play it right now. Riot did this with Valorant back in the day, running it as a beta up until 1.0. I guess it's just what they do now. But the point is, you can play 2xKO right now, which means I have played a lot of this game in the last few days, and I want to talk about it. First of all, I'm gonna be real, I spent a lot of time in training mode. I haven't played this game in months, and I needed to relearn how to play at a basic level before I felt good playing online. I also wanted to put the newer characters, Jinx, Vi, and Blitzcrank through their paces. The jury is still out on Jinx and Vi because I immediately glommed onto the game's newest character, Blitz. Grapplers tend to struggle in tag fighters. They have their moments, absolutely, to be sure, but the speed of a game like 2xKO and the focus on long combos tends to run counter to how grapplers are usually designed. They typically like to play slow and look for one huge grab, but Blitzcrank feels so good. I ran Echo Blitz for the first few hours I got to play on Tuesday night, and it's not just the team feels good, it's that Blitz feels incredible. I'm not usually a grappler player, but Blitz just feels so strong and so fun. Like, not only are his assists really good for any point character's combo or mix-up game, he also just plays neutral super well. Standing S1 hook is +4 on block and pulls the opponent in. That is so crazy. Blitz gets to press button and counter hit you if you mash, or command grab you and probably fill up their steam meter if you block. Oh, right, the steam meter. Basically, anytime Blitz spins their arms, they build up steam. When the meter is full, they get armor on their command grabs and a shock effect on their hook for more combo opportunities. Much like how I felt about Echo after the first Alpha Lab, Blitz just feels like one of those characters where if I think of something grimy, they can do it. It doesn't feel like there are a lot of limitations on what Blitzcrank can do. The designers really trust us as players to go nuts with him. Anyway, enough about Blitzcrank. How is the game? 2xKO hasn't changed much since the 2 Alpha Labs. There are a lot of tweaks under the hood. For example, my old Echo Ahri combos don't work anymore because you can't reposition assists when you call them. Most of these changes aren't really gonna matter to a new player because I mean, you probably haven't played the game before, but broadly speaking, to me, it feels like defense is a lot stronger and offense is a little bit weaker. Damage seems lower overall than in Alpha Lab 2, for example. Broadly speaking though, 2xKO feels good. Yes, it sucks that it took this long, but Riot has made something really special and fun. This is a fast fighting game with lots of room for player expression. The tag mechanics feel good, the characters feel fleshed out and interesting. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game, and I think I will for a long time. That's not to say it's without its problems. I don't really love having to go into a lobby to play ranked. I wish the roster had some more visually interesting character designs instead of a bunch of pop people and a robot, and I still really miss motion inputs. Plus, you know, waiting 6 years to get 9 characters feels really bad. Overall though, I'm having fun, but the game still kind of baffles me. Now that we have a version that we can play until the heat death of the universe, or whenever whales stop buying skins for their waifus and Riot goes bankrupt, whichever comes first, I can say with pretty clear conviction that 2xKO is a difficult game with a pretty serious learning curve. Some of the stuff I've been seeing online is crazy. Sonic Fox already has a touch of death combo. It's like Dragon Ball FighterZ all over again. And there is a lot of long, difficult combos that fall just short of being one-touch kills. And all that is before I even get into how crazy the mix is in this game. They actually took away 2 frames of cross-up protection in this beta. You are going to learn how to block or else. Yeah, there aren't a lot of hard knockdowns, so mix is limited that way. But trust me, people are going to find some nasty shit. they already have. And then there are the inputs. Not having motion inputs doesn't necessarily make the game simpler. I find the S1, S2 split to be super unintuitive and difficult to explain to people. Sure, the execution barrier is lower, but the initial barrier to understanding the controls is still high. And given everything else I just said, I think players who make it past the controls will struggle when they get absolutely smashed with long combos and mixed to death when they go online. I had this experience myself. My early matches were really messy. I was still remembering how to play, but my opponents were clearly very new to fighting games and they didn't get to play the game sometimes. After all this time, 2XKO still strikes a weird middle ground, where it's meant to be simple enough for new players, but I'm scared that it's so complex it'll turn them away. At the same time, it also might not have a high enough skill ceiling for dedicated fighting game players. That said, Kadriel and Dracos, longtime League players and personalities, seem to be having a great time playing duos and mashing on stream. And recently, I hung out with a friend on Discord who is a lapsed League player and played 2XKO with her, and she seemed to really enjoy it. So maybe 2XKO isn't too complex. Maybe Riot got it right. Honestly, I'd be happy to be wrong. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 are pretty boring to me right now. I needed something new, but I am worried about the future of this game. I think Riot did an amazing job. I just hope that 2XKO can keep finding its audience so we can keep playing. Vi has the worst super in fighting game history. She punches the air 100 times. It's a good super mechanically, like it does damage, it has range. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. It is hideous. This is like true, like we're a small indie game studio with no money. I know Riot has more money than this. What are we doing?